Hello and welcome to the Voice of Oneness podcast. I am Aumara Bonnet, the presenter of the Voice of Oneness, along with the Master Teachers of Oneness in Spirit. This podcast is for you if you are seeking to understand more about who you truly are. If you are seeking to expand your awareness of the consciousness of which you are. If you are seeking to live from the point of oneness, if you are seeking to experience the best possible life for yourself and all around you, then this is the podcast for you. If you are not interested in oneness, if you are seeking a psychic reading or something along that nature, I advise you to look elsewhere. This is not the podcast for you. I am a teacher of divine oneness. This is a task I accepted many years ago. I believe it was 2007. I was asked by Spirit, those that I named the Voice of Oneness, if I would be willing to speak the teachings of divine oneness into this world. And I accepted. And from that point on, I began by holding small group sessions in my house. And when I say small, one person I started with one person and I presented. And at that time, I would close my eyes and I would connect with the team in spirit. And I wouldn't open my mouth until I felt that connection and I could feel it in my body. And I would speak, and the voice was a little bit different than my voice. Pretty similar. And then that one person grew to 5, and then 5 became 10. And at that point, I decided to move the sessions out of my home, and I opened a center. And when I opened the center, I held meetings every Thursday night, for the teachings of oneness, and I would present. And I very much enjoyed doing that, and those that attended very much enjoyed receiving the teachings of oneness. And the reason I mention this is because this is what I'm going to use to talk about before I go on to what the team has to say. So, as we were, and I don't know if it was a year or more that I was holding these classes every Thursday night. And then some regular members of the group, held a meeting amongst themselves and elected one of the members to speak to me personally and ask me to ask the team to present them with higher teachings. They wanted more. They wanted to go beyond because they felt they were ready for more. There was much that they were, coming across on the internet. There were other things that piqued their interest, and they wanted more. So I presented that question to the team and asked, are we ready to present the higher teachings? And to be quite honest, they laughed and they said that there isn't one who is ready for higher teachings. And that's not a statement to diss anyone, but it was simply that before higher teachings are revealed, one must have mastery over the principles of oneness. And that was not the case at the time. So I had to report back to this group that there weren't going to be any higher teachings. And in fact, the masters had said to me to let the members know that they would know when they were ready for higher teachings, for they would be contacted directly by the masters. They would have their own direct experience if they were ready for higher teachings. And that's where we left it. And the group eventually returned and said they'd like to continue with the weekly Voice of Oneness teachings. And the reason I add this to the podcast is I don't usually like to talk too much about personal experiences, but I add this for a reason. It's the reason why I do everything I do. And then another instance that I want to speak about is in my own training, when I was sitting down and receiving both from masters on the earth and those in spirit. And weekly for years, I would meet with a group and we were being trained. And we received our teachings through channeling and automatic writing. And one particular evening, I guess we were kind of in our thoughts, because we pick up on the thoughts, wanting more as well. We wanted to. We felt pretty good about ourselves, I guess, at the time, not realizing that there was so much we didn't know. We were babies, and we received a message from a being that identified themselves as Harmony. And I was at the table with five other people. And I said, "Oh, great, would love to hear from Harmony." And Harmony said to me, "You're not ready for me. No one at this table is ready for me." And I'm like, "We're not ready for Harmony? How could that be? We're studying oneness. How could we not be ready for Harmony?" And Harmony said, "Because I can say 3 words to each of you and destroy you all." And then with that, Harmony left. And we're left to contemplate that. Like, what does that mean? You could say 3 words and destroy us. What is that about? And it's an example, both examples, the example of my group and then the group wanting higher teachings, and then the group that I was with believing that we were ready for Harmony. We believe within our own minds that we are at a particular place in our own understanding, our own development. And many of us are what may be termed high-minded. We are very much interested in spiritual growth. We're very much interested in the study of metaphysics. We're very much interested in the raising of our consciousness, our vibration, our frequency. In ascension, what many people are involved in today is the rise and the ascension. We are very much interested in that, and that's high-mindedness. We are of a high mind. We want to expand the consciousness. And then on the other side of the high-mindedness, when we move through that, we step into the readiness. We're then entering into mastery. Once we embody what we've learned, and then we are holding it, and that is our life experience. There's nothing outside of that. We then embody that. So when we are bringing these principles of oneness forth here, this is the teachings of divine oneness to help in healing the hearts of humanity so that we can move in our high-mindedness into mastery. Now, at the point, and for my personal experience, observing everything that's going on in our world and the most recent happenings between this week and today with the election, understanding where we are in our oneness. It was clear, and it is clear, that we need to really have a good, strong foundational study so that we can move more deeply and then eventually obtain mastery of the principles of oneness. And at that point, life is much different than what we're experiencing now. And the natural movement of that is ascension. The natural movement of that is the rising of consciousness, the expansion. But it cannot occur within us, each one of us, which it is to occur within, from outside of us in. There's nothing that can take place in the outer world that's going to impact the inner world to bring about the mastery of the oneness of which we are. This is the inward journey. This is what's been called through the ages the spiritual path. This is the coming to understanding individually who we are in truth, why we are here in this life. What is it all about, truly? It's not about the things we get. It's not about the material possessions. It's not about the score we get on an IQ test. It's not about where we sit at a conference table. It's not about any of that. Those are things that we get to do. Those are the fun of living. Those are choices we make and have as experiences to move us further along so that we can reach a point of high-mindedness and then to go beyond the high-mindedness and eventually achieve mastery. Mastery is the reassembling within our self a knowledge of who we truly are. You see, it exists within each and every one of us, but it's unrealized in mostly all of us. That's why we find ourselves here at this time, with everything going on in this world. There are some of us that are here to guide and lead the way. There are some of us who are here to break things down. There are some of us who are here to bring about new beginnings. Each one of us is playing a role, a vital role. Every single one of us is playing a vital role. No matter what we believe about one another, it does not change the fact that we are connected. We are so intertwined in the divine creation of that which we are, with all things, not just human, but all things created. We are the blessings of the Creator, here having an experience so that we may embody the knowledge of that which we are in truth and live as love. All of us. Whether we're on this planet or we're off planet, we're star families, star systems, we're all connected and all experiencing ourselves in relationship to where we are in our understanding of oneness. More advanced, or we can say highly advanced, star families are a little further along in their understanding of their oneness. On this planet, we are right where we need be for the experiencing of that which needs to take place. right where we need to be. And that's uncomfortable for some. And yes, good for you. It needs to be. You need to be uncomfortable. You need to be uncomfortable because if you're comfortable, you're not going to have growth. When you're uncomfortable, you'll sit with it for so long and then you'll say, oh, this has to change. And then you'll seek new information. And that's good. You see, we need one another. The left needs the right needs the left. We need one another. We need one another so that we can work within ourselves to come to the awareness that best suits us in the moment of our unfolding, of our deeper understanding of the nature of which we truly are, our oneness. And what's going on in our world just shows the collective expression of where we are in understanding our oneness. Folks, we're not there. We're not there. And a winner of an election does not bring about oneness. Brings about change based on ideology, brings about change, and gives us a whole set of new, different parameters to work within so that each of us may develop as we choose in relationship to that. And that's the beauty of it. So for those of us that are in despair right now because we feel that our candidate didn't win, it's right where you need to be. It's right where you need to be. Because if you're feeling that someone didn't win who was going to save you, you're misaligned with that which you truly are. You don't need saving. You don't need saving. You need to reawaken to the beauty of which you are. You need a course in oneness. You need to understand that the person that you are looking at with contempt is you. The person who you are spewing hatred towards is you. We are all part of the same whole. All part of the same whole. We have different appearances. We have different color skin, different color eyes, different levels of intelligence, different frames, some tall, some short, some fat, some skinny. We come in many different ways, not so we can march in step and be the same. We've come so that we learn to accept all. Realizing the person who I'm spewing hatred at, I didn't create that person. I didn't create them. They were created by that which created me. So therefore, they deserve that which I deserve. And what is it that I want? Why am I so angry at that person? Because they're not hearing me? They're not recognizing me? Who's not hearing and recognizing me? I'm not. Not them. I'm not. I'm not hearing and recognizing that inside of me there's turmoil. Inside of me, I subscribed to beliefs that are harmful. They're harming me. They're not helping me. And how do I know they're harming me? Because I'm spewing anger. I'm spewing hatred. And I'm miserable. That's how I know. That's how I know. I'm not feeling at peace. Because, and I could tell you all the reasons. I could name everything in the outside world. All these reasons are why I am not experiencing peace. And if all this would just get cleaned up, peace would be mine. Bullshit. Because you don't hold it. You've got to hold it. No one can give it to you. This we must learn. We must learn this. When I say reawaken it, you already know it, but you've forgotten. You've forgotten who you are. You've forgotten how powerful you are. You've forgotten that you don't need anybody to save you. You've forgotten. So what is needed is remembrance. Not hate, not anger, not revenge, not arrogance, not jealousy, not contempt, but the openness to say, oh my, I have no idea who I am. Who's holding this hate? Who's holding this anger? Who's holding this contempt? Am I feeling good within me? Am I living the life that I feel is my best? No. Living now, many in despair. While many others are feeling they've won. What have you won? You've won possibilities for new parameters. You've won different ideology. You've won the ability to open up to new possibilities by understanding in a popular vote, a landslide. That means the collective decided that this, which we've experienced, that doesn't match what I want. So therefore, I'm going to choose something else. And as we begin to live with these new choices, unless we open up inside ourselves and open our own hearts and accept ourselves and all around us as the hand of God, the creation is created by God, not by man. Man chooses how to respond to creation. And we get to create in accordance with God, the presence within, as co-creators. And we can certainly create messes when we're misaligned, or we can create beauty when we are aligned. And we're in this experience of life to understand that. Oh my gosh, what is it that's happening in the world? Do I need somebody else to accept me in order to be happy? Can I not just be happy because I'm here? I have a body. I have life. There are those in spirit, in the spirit world, without bodies, who would very much like a body. They'd like to be in life. They'd like to experience life. We're here to live, not to recoil from life, not to feel that it's over because I didn't get what I wanted, but ask ourselves, wow, how much of me, my energy did I put into this projection of an outcome that I am so destroyed within me that I feel I cannot continue, or I have to take down my opponent to the point if it continues to fester and to really snowball, it gets to the most profound selfishness on the earth, which is murder. That's the most profound selfish act, is murder. Is that what you want? And if it is, we get to choose it. And then we get to experiences experience the consequences of it. And you'll find in my podcast, I do not edit. It drives me batty to even try. And I feel that you should have the authentic presentation. If I mispronounce a word or I say something more than once, so be it. It's humanness. It's that which we are. We're not here to be perfect specimens. We're here to experience life, love. So I want to read something now, take a few minutes to read something that I wrote, as I always pick up a pen and write beforehand. In addition to speaking, because as I mentioned about the beginning, the origin of when I started speaking the Voice of Oneness in my home, at that time, I had to close my eyes and the voice was a little different and I had to take some time to get in the zone. I call it the zone. And then after doing that for quite some time, it shifted. And I noticed the shift and I noticed I didn't have to close my eyes anymore. And I noticed the voice was more like mine. And they said, yes, very good. We've merged. We speak as one now, always. It's authentic and it just flows. I just tune in, connect, and it flows. So now, when I want to speak as a member of the team, through automatic writing, I pick up a pen. So what was said to me this evening is, and I was asking about, what's going on in the world at this time. And it says, the focus is love. As you know this to be true, speaking to me. Much contrasting energy continues to be present. On the earth, all is not over. It's not about the win and all is over. Oh no, there is much more work to be done. Clearing of harmful energetic imprints, patterns of destructive intentions. This must be cleared from our collective expression. We must clear it individually from ourselves so that we can ascend, so that we can evolve. Our life is about the evolution of the soul. The divide continues. While the gap between is lessening, and that's great news. It's lessening. The gap is lessening. It is still quite large. For the focus remains on them and us. Them over there and us over here. Separation. The focus remains on separation. We want to move forward with new policies and change, new innovations, with an open heart and a willingness to allow for differences, while remaining aligned with love. The focus remains on them and us, as oneness has not yet been claimed. Claimed. They're telling us we must claim it. Claim it within ourselves. It must be claimed. We are individuated aspects of the whole. We must recognize who we are. We're individuated. There's a pronunciation. Individuated aspects of consciousness. Here to experience ourselves as part of the whole. To join together. To unify. So we have the higher expression of that which we are. We've just moved to a higher timeline, but that's not the end of the road. We've got a long way to go. So we must understand that, honor that, receive it, embrace it, and move with it so that we grow and evolve. What is most needed is the lessons of oneness. To teach, now there's teachings out there, and I asked about this, of a great shift. And this oneness team has mentioned the great shift back in early 2000s. To teach the shift, that includes a flash of photonic light. Many have said there's going to be a flash of light and everything changes. And this is not disputing that there's not going to be a flash of light. This is not saying that things won't change. What it is saying is that this does not bring awareness to the presence of the Creator's light within all of creation. See, while this flash of light may or may not take place, I believe it is going to. Will it bring about changes? Yes, it will. Will it cause awakenings to be a catalyst to awakening? Yes. That's the potential. But what must take place is we must awaken from within. Once again, the focus is then on the external factors of one's reality and not the internal nature of one's true being. So the team is saying to me, our task is the teachings of divine oneness. Not all teachers are tasked with this focus. We all have different focus. Different spiritual teachers are attending to different groups of people who are in resonance with their voice. Doesn't make this one over here right and this one over here wrong. It simply means that they are putting out what they are to be putting out for those who are ready to receive them. That's all it means. So we have to allow one another to coexist together without trying to do away with one and say one's better, God has it all wrong. No, they don't. They have it right where they need it to be in the moment. And if it needs to change, have faith that the next moment will bring about a change. Have faith that all is happening in accordance with the divine plan. We speak from the one to the many, from the one to the many, from the one source to the many. We are the many. Our focus is love. Connect with the love within all. There is no outside. Only love. Only love. There's only love. There's not, I need you to agree with me because this is what I'm feeling and believing, and you had best believe as me, or I will beat you down. That's human misbehavior. That's not the higher knowing of our soul. And it won't feel good, and it doesn't result in the growth. It brings us to the point of realizing eventually, oh my gosh, what have I done? And we're getting to a point now because we're going through such a great shift that everything has sped up to such a degree that things are happening very fast. So we have the opportunity to make a mistake in judgment. I'll call it a mistake because it's outside of alignment with that which we are, which is love. And we can come into recognition of it immediately and change it. We can immediately flip it. We don't have to wait lifetimes. We don't have to go through all this karmic and entanglement. We can flip it on the spot. And as we become aware of that, more and more of us will do that. And then we will rise in consciousness swiftly. The collective expression of thoughts in the form of energy create the world of physical manifestation. The collective, all of our thoughts, form a pool. And that creates the world of which we experience. We project from ourselves out, not from outside in, from ourself out. So whatever I'm experiencing in the world around me is reflecting what's going on inside of me. If I am feeling out of balance because of the world, I believe it's because of the world around me. It's letting me know I have not achieved balance within me. Stop everything I'm doing, take a breath, center, and claim balance. And then open the eyes and look at the outside world. And then what's happening is not going to have the same impact when I'm balanced as when I'm unbalanced. Are the energies of love in expression? How will you know? The energies of love are what you are experiencing in your reality. You'll see and feel peace. Does that equate to you'll be peaceful and blissful all the time, every single moment? No, it does not. But it means you'll see and feel peace. Possibilities for expansion. You'll see possibilities. You'll open up to allow for possibilities. It's not feeling very good today, but in my mind, I see and feel the vision of a greater tomorrow. So therefore, I'm open because I know that tomorrow is mine. I claim it, and I allow myself to be drawn to it. That's opening up to possibilities. I'm not shutting down. I'm opening. For expansion, growth, progress, upliftment, just to name a few. So that's how you know if you are centered in love. If the energies of which you are centered in are fear, you'll see and feel destruction and de-evolution, limitation all around you. I'm limited by that around me. Things are not available to me because of something outside of me. Anger, hatred, jealousy, and the lack of possibilities. Oh, I don't see hope, but there's no possibility. Limitations based on conformity. Adherence to one and only one way. So if it's not my way, then everything's lost. That's fear. The need to conquer. The need to conquer. The conquest to rise above. Rise above, my brother. And brother speaking not gender, but my brother as other humans on the planet. Rise above. Let me tell you, not one of us is above the other. No matter where we stand in our spiritual evolution based on our expression on the planet, we're all whole and complete. We're all divine aspects of Christ consciousness. At different points of awareness. That's the key. Different points of awareness. That's it. That's the end. Different points of awareness. That's it. That's what makes us different. Different points of awareness. And we have the right to be right where we choose until we are no longer choosing it, and then we'll choose something else. But we must choose. We must choose. No one has the right to choose for us. No one. See this clearly. Make a choice. That's God's message. See this clearly and make a choice. Do you choose fear or do you choose love? And if you are at a place and you are feeling limited and you are feeling angry and you are feeling the hatred and you are consumed by it, you may choose to ask for assistance. Call out to that which is in your belief system. Whether that be God, the Creator, the Prime Creator, the Great Central Sun, nature, water, spirits of light and love, and I stress that, of light and love, because not all is of light and love in their awareness and their choices. I must put that in there. So, and I want to also stress that there are those that no matter what, they're going to choose the anger, the hate, the jealousy, the arrogance, because this is how they are conditioned. And it is where their programming begins and where their programming is all consuming. And there is a place for that as well. Okay? It will be in our life experience as long as it's necessary. When it's not necessary anymore, it will not be part of our experience. So understand that. And do not fight it. Do not fight against it. Understand it exists and place your attention and focus on that which you want to build. That which you want to build. That which you want to see. The world you want to see. And this is a time of great beginnings. This is a time of the great reveal. That which have been the foundation of untruths and lies, and that which is not aligned with the Creator is being illuminated. We're seeing it clearly. Does that mean that if we've been following that because that's our program, that we're happy with the reveal? No, it does not. It does not. And we get to choose then, do I want to stay in this position? Or am I going to reach out to the Creator and ask for growth? Remember, as you ask, so it is given. You receive. But you got to choose. You got to ask. And to believe that anybody upon this earth is soulless, you got to ask yourself, why would I entertain such a thought? Is that aligned with love? All that's been created is creation. All of creation is of the Creator. End of story. Doesn't require your understanding, doesn't require your blessing. It simply is. Your job is to awaken to the oneness and then live from that perspective, live from that point. And that is going to be the focus of this podcast moving forward. We're going to start to teach from the basic foundation of oneness. And if that's a journey you want to take, I invite you to be with us each week. And I will give it as it comes to me. This is an offering. This is a service. It is given freely. And if you require more individualized instruction, I am available for private sessions. And the information for that is on my website at askamara.com. Ask Aumara, AUMARA.com. So if you feel that you would like to go deeper, it is my pleasure and my honor to assist. And if you feel you'd like to go deeper, but you resonate with another teacher, then please contact us. Open your heart. Do what you're called to do to grow. We are all one, and as one grows, we all grow. So grow, grow, grow. And I don't want to give the impression of any disrespect to anybody who's suffering from the results of investing so much of their energy in an outcome and they didn't experience it this past election. We have the right, each and every one of us, to grieve. We have the right, each and every one of us, to suffer as long as we need to. But then we must get back up. If we get back up, let us get back up in unity and ask to grow, to open, to understand that which we are. That's the best we can do. It is clear for all, once the understanding is in place of how to discern what energy one is aligning with, fear or love. What are one's thoughts? Do they focus on harming anyone? Now, harming doesn't mean you're going to go out and have a fist fight. Harming is any thought, word, deed, action. So if I'm thinking in my mind harmful thoughts towards another, that is like arrows being shot at them energetically. Boom! They feel it, they feel it, they feel it. It will harm them. And it will harm you. Know that. There are no idle thoughts. You're thinking thoughts about somebody. That's energetic. You keep thinking that they're going to feel it. I lost my place. Okay. Okay. What are one's thoughts? Do they focus on harming anyone with words, deeds, actions? What is the focused intention? Intention is everything. What is your intention? Are you intending harm? You have to ask yourself, and only you'll know. What is your intention? Intention is everything. Foolish are those who sit comfortably with hate and malice towards anyone or thing. I'll read that again. Foolish are those who sit comfortably with hate and malice towards anyone or thing, as they do not understand that they are harming themselves or themselves. What one does to another is done unto them. It can be no other way. Ever. What we do to another, we do to ourselves. Because we are the other. And the other is us. We are all aspects of the one. We're not separate. We're housed in separate bodies, but we're not separate. We're energy. We're consciousness. We're all part of the same whole. And we have forgotten that, for we have been, for many reasons, one is which our minds have been captured and we've been programmed. And we've been programmed to believe and to live life according to the program. And some of us started to come out of that program a while back. And some of us are just opening up to the fact that there is a program. And we want out. We want to experience our oneness. And there are others who only see the program. And there's a place for all of us as we open to accept one another. The intent to harm will harm the holder end all. So holding intent to harm someone harms you, harms the individual you wish to harm, and harms all of us because it's in the collective. It's low vibrational frequency of hate. It's extreme selfishness. Extreme, profound. Not as murder, but it is extreme. And why is it selfish? You say, why is it selfish? How dare you call me selfish? Because this is the way I'm feeling. It's selfish because you are part of a whole. You are not who you think you are. You are not just the you that's in the body. You are the energy in the body, which is part of the whole. You just don't have that understanding. But understanding's not necessary for the action to take place. Because we're all whole, we're all part of it, the one, whether we understand it or not. You don't have to understand in this physical world right now, gravity, the law of gravity, to throw something up and then be hit in the head by it. It simply is. What goes up must go down. What you give out must come back. Get it? I hope you do. Because that helps me and you. This is why we begin with the foundational teachings of oneness. We have taught oneness is the supreme law of which all other laws have come forth. First law of oneness. And this is going to be a course. This is going to be in-depth teaching. Because now is the time. Now is the time. We must get this now. We must get this now. And if we don't, then we will remain encapsulated in the fear. And that's our choice. We can choose love or we can choose fear. If you want love, this course is for you. All of creation is one. That's the beginning. That's the first course. Followed by everything created is of the creator, the one source, the many parts. Followed by everything in creation is connected through love. Followed by only love exists in truth. And each one of these modules will be in depth. So when we talk about oneness, and I do want to make that point, because many people, if you ask them, what is oneness? Is, oneness, that's the interconnectedness of all life. And then they believe that they understand and embody that. What we understand at that point is a concept. And we embody the understanding of the concept, but not the principles of it. We must live it. It must become part of us. We must live it in the physical world. And once we live it, and as we live it, then it becomes embodied. We are assimilating it into our being in the awakened state. Key term, awakened state. Then we are living in unity, consciousness, the expression of our oneness, right where we are within our consciousness at the moment. That's where we're headed. It's not where we're at, it's where we're headed. And you'll find this coming not just from this podcast and from me, but from others who are tasked as teachers of divine oneness. So we move on then to everything in creation is connected through love. Then only love exists in truth. Then the divine plan. Then evolution of the human soul. And then the final module is beyond the stars. Then I'm told there'll be a test before moving forward to the next course. This course must be mastered first. So I think this is exciting. I've been waiting for this for decades. And now it's coming together because as a collective, we're ready. We are ready. So we get to congratulate ourselves. We're ready. We've reached this point of readiness. We're ready. We're ready to go deeper. We're ready to explore. We're ready to receive. And that we shall do. As I said, through me on this podcast, or through personal sessions with me, coaching, counseling, spiritual counseling. I do spiritual counseling to help those who need assistance over some of the hurdles, bumps in life. There's always assistance. All you need to do is just say, I'm available, and reach out and connect. And then miracles happen. They call them miracles. They're actually the opening up and expansion of the consciousness. But it's a miracle when you see the difference, the before and after. That's the true beauty, the true miracle. So I've said a lot, and I hope this makes sense. And this is where we're at. And next week, we're going to begin, I believe, we probably have that, with all of creation is one, the first module in this course. And this is a free course. It's going to be week to week. And we'll spend however many weeks on one module that we need. And then we'll give this module out in completion. And then how we're going to test, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see how that's given because I'm not creating this. It's coming to and through me. So we'll see what happens. But for now, we have a beginning. And that's all we ever need is a beginning. One step, followed by another, followed by another, followed by another, followed by another. So if you are one of the individuals who are suffering greatly at this time, based on the outcome of an election, say to yourself, one step at a time, I've got to withdraw myself from that energy. I'm going to take back my energy and I'm going to place it here within me, my focus, my intention on growing and understanding me. How did I get to this point? And where is it I want to go? What do I believe is taken from me? And what do I want? What do I want back? What do I want? What do I want to give to me? Realizing that no one outside of me is going to give it to me. I'm going to learn how to give it to me. I'm going to learn that it was always my responsibility to give it to me. And that will make sense as we go further in the teaching or in individual sessions, whatever your choice is. Okay, so at this point, I want to go into the meditation, see what it will be for this evening. I never know for sure. But I always begin with a clearing and cleansing of our 7 main energy centers of the body. And that sets us up with a clean slate. We're clear, we're open, we're available. As I am going through this guided meditation, the ability to follow along in your mind is not required. Meaning, you do not have to see it in your mind or feel it in your body. Doesn't mean you are not able to see it in your mind or feel it in your body. Some of you may have developed that ability to do so. But if you're not seeing it and feeling it, you do have the ability to just accept that it is. And once you accept that it is, you know that it's happening. And therefore it is. Because what you say is so, is so. So I'm going to begin with the clearing of the 7 main centers, as I always do. And then we'll take some sort of brief guided journey and have an experience. And then I will end this podcast directly after that. Okay, here we go. And I always ask to close the eyes. Why do I ask to close the eyes? I ask to close the eyes so that we're tuning out everything around us. We're tuning out the light in the room. We're tuning out anyone around us, anything around us. And we're just focused internally on ourselves, our own breath. We begin with the focus on breath. Breath is life. And we focus then on that breath, and it brings us into balance. That's why we do that. Okay? So I'm going to ask when we take the breaths in, I'm going to say, breathe in deep through your nose. You breathe in deep through your nose and then hold that breath. As you're breathing in deep through your nose, your belly expands. And you hold that expansion. And then I'm going to say, okay, release. And you release with an out breath from the mouth. You let the wind out, you let the air out, and your belly deflates. This is the ebb and flow energy of life. This is the expansion and the contraction. The expansion and the contraction. We're aligning with that. We're aligning with our rhythm individually. No one else on the planet at the moment. Individually, the individuated aspect of consciousness is aligning. And as it is aligning, then it becomes in focus and alignment with the whole, with the one, the source, and all that's aligning with the source in the moment. Okay? Now, close the eyes. Take a nice deep breath in. Hold that breath. And let go. Release the breath. Let it go. Take a nice deep breath in. Hold that breath. And let that breath go. Take one more nice deep breath in. Hold that breath. And let go. And allow yourself to just be. Just feel the energy of you, just as you are seated or if you're lying down. Just feeling the breath in its normal rhythmic pattern as it flows into the body, through the body, and down. Very relaxed, very gentle, peaceful, simply is as it is. You simply are that which you are in each and every breath, each and every moment. You are the I am. Just breathe and be. Now imagine there is a beam of brilliant white light, and it flows into your space directly to the top of your head. The top of your head is your crown center. And that center opens like a funnel and the light pours in. This brilliant white light flows into your head, filling it with its luminous rays, moves down your throat and into your chest, around your back and into your stomach and all the organs of your body, filling the upper portion of your body with this luminous light. This light continues to move downwards as it moves into your thighs, your knees, your calves, your ankles, and your feet. From the tips of the toes to the top of the head, filled with this brilliant light. This light now exits the body through the soles of your feet. And it flows downwards. Imagine it's flowing down, and it flows down to the floor, into the ground, and begins to move through the layers of the earth. All the soil and the rock and the waters held within the layers of the earth, moving down, 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 reaching the center core of the earth, the heart of Mother Earth. As Mother Earth opens to receive this light, and this light now merges in a divine union of light with the light held within her heart. So potent, so powerful is this light, connected in awareness of being. As this light is then released from Mother Earth's heart to flow back up through the layers of her body, all the way back, back, back. Gifted to us once again as it reaches the soles of our feet, flows upwards into our body, into our ankles. Brilliant white light moves upwards into our calves, our knees, our thighs, moving up to the pelvic floor as a sea of shimmering light, so bright, so pure, so potent. Seeing, feeling, or just knowing that at the base of our spine is a beautiful ruby red ball of light. This ruby red ball of light now begins to spin. Imagine it spinning in a clockwise direction. And as it spins, it magnetically draws to its center core the white light. As the white light begins to rise upwards and enter into the root center, it fills it with its luminous rays. These potent, powerful rays of light are cleansing. They cleanse, they purify, and they restore balance to the energies held within this center, to the correct frequency, in perfect resonance with your consciousness here and now. Having restored the balance to your connection to the earth, and the white light moves upwards to your sacral center. Beautiful orange ball of light begins to spin in a clockwise direction as it draws into its center core the white ray. The white ray fills this center, cleansing, purifying, and restoring the balance to the energies held within this center, to the correct frequency in perfect resonance with your consciousness here and now. This is the center of your emotions and creativity. Restoring balance. The white light now moves upwards to the solar plexus. Beautiful yellow ball of light in the center of your stomach. Spins now in a clockwise direction as the white light is drawn into its center core, filling it with its luminous rays, cleansing, purifying, restoring the balance to the energies held within this center, to the correct frequency in perfect resonance with your consciousness here and now. Having restored the balance, the white light moves upwards to the heart center. Beautiful emerald green ball of light. spins in a clockwise direction as the white light is drawn into its center core, filling this center with its luminous rays, serving to cleanse, to purify, and to restore the balance to the energies held within this center, to the correct frequency and perfect resonance with your consciousness here and now. Having restored the balance, the white light moves upwards to the throat center. A beautiful sky blue ball of light spins in a clockwise direction as it draws into its center core the white ray. The white ray is received and the open is made for this light to fill this center with its luminous essence, cleansing, purifying, and restoring the balance to the energies held within this center, to the correct frequency and perfect resonance with your consciousness here and now. Having restored the balance to this center, the white light moves upwards to your third eye center. Beautiful indigo blue ball of light spins in a clockwise direction as the white ray is drawn into its center core, filling this center with its luminous rays, cleansing, purifying, restoring the balance to the energies held within this center, to the correct frequency in perfect resonance with your consciousness here and now, making way for the opening of your sight to be that which it need be for you here and now. Let it be, let it be, let it be. And the light now moves upwards to the crown center. Beautiful violet and gold ball of light spins in a clockwise direction. As the light enters within, filling this center with its luminous rays, cleansing, purifying, restoring the balance to the energies held within this center, to the correct frequency and perfect resonance with your consciousness here and now. Having restored the balance to each of the 7 main centers of the body, they flow in harmony with one another. The light now exits the crown and moves upwards to about 12 inches above your head. There is a crystalline star that receives this light, and this star sends this light out in all directions, filling the space around you and moving beyond the boundaries of your walls, out into the field, moving throughout the globe and into the universe and the multiverse and beyond. This light now begins to return to you as it fills the crystalline star once again. So bright, so pure, so potent, as the star spins in harmony with your 7 main energy centers. You are relaxed, peaceful, safe, and secure. You release this energy now and allow it to flow back to the source. As you take a breath in and out. Imagine now the room of which you are seated within. The ceiling above opens. And the roof of the structure of which you are within opens to allow you to move out and upwards into the sky. It's the night sky, filled with billions upon billions upon billions of stars, so bright, so pure, so potent. You are swimming now within the sea of stars. As you look down, you see the earth below. It's so beautiful. And you look up and you see the great expanse. You notice now there's a very bright star moving towards you. The star is reaching you now, and you realize that it's created an opening, like a tube. Beautiful, bright white opening. And you are drawn into this tube. And you move rapidly through this tube. And you come out the other side of the tube now. And you are in the most beautiful place you've ever been. You look around and you notice what you see. It fits you perfectly as the most magnificent place to be. And you look around and you take this in and you feel the energy of the perfection of this place created just for you. And you begin now to take in that energy. And you notice what you notice. Your feet are on the ground and you begin to walk, whether it's on a beach, whether it's on top of a mountain, whether you're in the ocean or the fields, whether you're surrounded by wildflowers or large, lush green trees. You notice the sounds that you hear. Perhaps it's the most beautiful songbirds you've ever heard. Perhaps it's the gentle breeze blowing, the leaves of the trees. Perhaps it's the laughter of children, or the sound of those of which you love. That you are surrounded by all that brings you peace. And as you look upon this beautiful space, you realize that new things are emerging, all of equal beauty. And you can feel within you such love. And as you feel that love, you see the creations begin to multiply. So much beauty surrounds you. You're the most spectacular place ever. And as you are experiencing this magnificent beauty, there's a voice that begins to speak. This is the beauty of you that you see. All that you see is all that is coming from within you. You are the creator here in your world. And the world of which you are in is your creation. Notice what you see. Notice what you feel. Notice how it feels. This is the power of you, the beauty of you. as you are creating here in this world, aligned with love. That which you feel within you is love. That which you see around you is love. Notice what you see. And you continue to create. You realize there's no ending. It's just more and more and more beauty. You begin to see that there's others around you, and they are creating as well. And you're sharing in this beauty. And it feels so good to be around others. And all you see around you is the beauty. This is the beauty of you. This is the expression of the light of which you are, the love of which you are. When it is allowed to be so, see it, feel it, and know it is you. And as you do, you feel yourself drawn back to the tube. And you're moving through the tube now of light. As you hear the voice, remember, remember, remember the beauty of you. You are love. Create now as love. You exit the tube. You move swiftly through the night sky. And you find yourself seated once again in the room of which you are now. As the roof seals itself, as the ceiling of your room seals itself, and all around you is exactly as you know it to be. Remember, 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 create as love. You take a nice deep breath in, and you release. And then you open your eyes when you're ready and look around you, and you see, as you open your eyes, the beauty that surrounds you. And look down at your body and see the beauty of that which you are. Hold yourself and hold the beauty of you. How beautiful you are. How beautiful we all are. In whatever way we are choosing to express. We can create in the field of love if we choose. And so it is. It is done. I thank you for joining me this evening. I thank you for listening. I thank you for you, as you and I are one. We're all one. And we're all growing in the understanding of our oneness, one heart at a time. May we have patience for one another. May we call to the Creator to expand our capacity for compassion, empathy, and allowance. And so it is. Thank you. And if you've enjoyed this broadcast, please share it with those that you feel would like to receive it as well. Give us a like and subscribe to our channel so that we can grow and we can reach more people who are ready to hear what it is we are offering For it's not for everyone. This we know. Perhaps it is for you. That'll be your choice. Much love and blessings to you. Good night. Love to all. Amen.